Alright, my name is Jacob Williams. For my unit plan, I decided to do a little unit on World War II because my content area is history. So this particular lesson plan is actually on the European dictators. So there's 4 different European dictators, Stalin, Hitler, Mussolini, and that's what I'm kind of going to go over. In the first week of this unit, I kind of wanted to cover these dictators. And this particular lesson is actually for Friday. It'll be like kind of a little review day and a little fun day for the students. The lesson, the standard I'm actually going to hit is 11.7.1. It's examine the origins of American involvement in the war with an emphasis on the events that precipitated Pearl Harbor. So my learning objective will be learners will demonstrate knowledge of the European dictators during World War II. They will show this through like a little classroom discussion as well as a little game called Who Am I? So pretty much what I'm going to do to start off this class session is to have students come in and I'm going to give them clickers and they're going to answer multiple choice questions. Okay, so what the multiple choice questions is like my anticipatory set. What's that supposed to do is just pretty much review things we have learned earlier in the week, the day before. And it's kind of something I want to do every day during my actual lessons, just as a review session to see that the students are on task and know what they're doing and know just kind of where their knowledge is. So after this is completed, we'll obviously touch on subjects that they don't fully understand through those questions that they answered. And then after that, we're going to start a little classroom discussion. In this classroom discussion, it's just going to be open-ended questions to try to get them talking about the subject matter. So pretty much I'll ask questions like of the 4 major European leaders that you've learned about, which one would you want to be? Or something like, if you were any of these leaders, would you act differently or make the same decisions that they made during the war? So the purpose of this is to get the lesson going and get the kids interacting and get them talking about the subject material and get them talking about the things that they have learned throughout the week. After a little, I don't know, probably 15-20 minutes after this discussion, I'm going to play a little game called Who Am I? So what the game is pretty much I'm going to have little cards made out and you tape them on the person's back and it's saying a name. So say if you're Hitler, you're going to get the name taped on your back and you're going to go around to your classmates and you're going to ask specific questions to try to figure out who you are. Obviously, Hitler's rather easy because it could be like, did I run the Nazis? Did I do this genocide of the Jews? So obviously, with the game, there's like it can go from easy to hard. To get the dictators themselves would be kind of rather easy because you can ask open-ended questions like, what did I control Germany or did I control Russia or things like that. But because of that, it's still a little review, but there's so many different levels you can go to. So what my original plan was is to start somewhere easy like that, start with the leaders and have people going around asking questions. And as the time goes on, get more specific with events and talk about like genocide itself and ask questions to try to figure out like what event you were, not exactly what person you are. So it's a little twist on the game, Who Am I? After I'm done with that, it'll probably be another 20 minutes in class, so we'll have about 10 minutes left. I plan on doing a little classroom discussion again, and it's this classroom discussion is really to get the students thinking about the big picture. So they learned all throughout the week what these different leaders did and how they affected their people and stuff like that they ruled and like the events that were to come. So in this class discussion, it's just kind of like a review of what they learned, but it's also like to get them thinking, like I said, about how these people were actually affected. So I'll probably ask a question more along the lines of the people. Be like, if you were under Hitler's rule, if you were a Jew in this situation, how would you feel? And like, what would you do if you were put in that situation? And could you fight against that situation? Could you do anything, or would you feel powerless? I think that will kind of get the students thinking a bigger picture and get them thinking more about the people, because that's what kind of matters in history. The events are obviously important, but the people and how people are influenced really dictate how history has changed through time. So I think that's really where I want my lesson to go as a review session, and then I would tell them at the end about the project that they would be doing over the weekend, which is a storybook which I think is another great idea to help them review for the things that they've learned about their European dictators. And from there, we'll go on to the next lesson, but I think this is a good lesson just to get them reviewed, to make sure they have a solid basis for moving forward and learning about events like Pearl Harbor, learning about events that, like America on the home front and stuff like that, stuff that also influences the people but would never have happened without these moves by these dictators. So once again, my lesson was on European dictators. I think it was just something to get the kids, like I said, involved and get them moving around and get them reviewing the session, and just to make sure that there's no hiccups, that they understand all the content material that we've been over so far. And it's just a great way to make sure that they can get any questions answered and stuff like that. So thank you very much.